in the house of the Lord alive. Thank you, Lord, for this great opportunity. And I say we because I'm not here by myself. Joining me, a friend of 40 years, a husband of 19 years of those 40 years, my best friend, my boo. Stand up, Reverend E. I want you to stand up so all these women in this table. And he is happy married, so don't be asked. But I said, yes, he's happy married. Yes, he is. Yes, he is, right? Amen. And I just appreciate him so much. I appreciate him because he is just a huge supporter of who I am and the calling on my life. And it takes a special man to be able to accept that. And I'm so glad and excited to be his wife, to be Mrs. Eric C. Jones. And so as soon as we got married, I put that name on everything I had. I stamped it, yes. And I'm the only wife, not the first, not the second, the only one. And I'm so excited about this. Yes, I get to brag and don't hate, just celebrate. All right, that's what that is. We have 3 children, and our youngest of 3 is Mr. Nicholas. Nicholas, why don't you stand up? That's our young one right there. I know. I call him my best friend, so he's kind of frustrated because I said my husband is my best friend, but they know what's up with that. And we have 2 wonderful grandchildren who are with their parents. So when they said, with the grandmother stand up, I was like, oh yeah, I guess I get to stand up because I got 2. They said, when the mother stand up, well, I got 3. But when the aunt stand up, well, I have a whole bunch of nieces and nephews, so I'm included. But then somebody said great grandma, I said, well, that's not me. I'm not there yet. So, but it is so good to be here. To the First Lady and to Pastor Winston. Where's First Lady? Where did she go? Right there? Y'all stand up for her again. Just love our First Lady. I truly appreciate you. You are so beautiful. And I tell you, it is tough being in the family of a pastor or a preacher. I'm a PK. And I remember growing up, I told the Lord, when I grow up, I am not marrying a preacher. I saw what my mother went through, and he had jokes on me because he called me first, and then he had me marry a preacher, and whose father's a pastor. So I would not tell God anything else about what I am not going to do. Because that conversation didn't work out too well, but I appreciate you, and I love you, and I thank you, Pastor Winston, and I go so far back when we was trying to recall all of the wonderful ministries that we did at Friendship West Baptist Church. Amen. So I was there, we were there on Polk Street way back in the way. And went from Polk to the Seventh-day Adventist Church to Keast. And now they're on Wheatman. And then God called myself and my husband to start our own ministry. So my ordained pastor and father in ministry is Reverend Dr. Frederick B. Haynes III. And I say that proud and I say it loud. I love him today, and I appreciate what he stands for in our community. And he stands tall and strong and does not sit down or step back. And we need more men and women who are committed to the liberation ministry of our community. So I thank you, Pastor Winston, for inviting me. We used to go to the jails, and he was reminded of all the prisons we went to, B01 and just Tennessee Colony, Hutchins, and the juvenile. I took my husband and just was able to serve in that capacity and still do in reentry ministry. That's what actually had God called my husband and I to launch our own ministry, where we go into prisons and minister to men, women, and children, and just not just going inside, but preparing them to transition back out here. And so God has blessed us to be a blessing to so many people. So I just pray that you continue to pray for our men, women, and children who are incarcerated. Some are there because God wanted to get their undivided attention. And then some are there because God wanted to use them in a very special way. But either way, we know that all things work together for the good to them that love Him, those who are called. So I just thank God for the privilege of serving my brothers and sisters who are incarcerated. I also want to say thank you and to my wonderful sisters here at this beautiful church. Our colors are purple with a splash of pink, so I got my splash of pink on obedience. For the First Lady, she gave me my marching orders. I told my husband the color is purple with a splash of pink, so I can't be all in pink. I got to be purple with my splash of pink. And we are, of course, recognizing and remembering those women. This month is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Yes. To my sister with that awesome testimony. God bless you for sharing that with so many people. Oftentimes, we as women, we suffer and we go through a lot in silence, and we don't really say anything, not knowing that we can be a help to someone else. And not only that, that's how God liberates us when we tell our story and not ball it up and hold it within ourselves. And unfortunately, women were trained to be quiet and suffer in silence. Right. And because of that, we become even more sicker and even more, we don't heal quick enough because we're silent. And I'm not saying brag, I'm not saying go tell it on the mountain, but we need to get that out of our system so we can start healing. And that's important for us. And so thank you for sharing that. Also, I just wanted to bring up this month is domestic violence, bring awareness to that. And so I asked First Lady why we wore purple. She said, because it's the color I chose. And the summer, that's what she said. I said, yes, ma'am. But you know what? God is a God of order. And so he gave that to her and put that in her spirit so that we can also bring awareness to women who have, and children and men who have experienced domestic violence. It's reported that every 9 minutes in the United States, someone, unfortunately, at the hands of another person is experiencing 9 seconds, domestic violence here in the United States. Every 9 seconds, So far, unfortunately, somebody has experienced that. So we want to continue to keep our community in prayer. We want to speak up. And I encourage my brothers and sisters, if you see that happening, if you know something, please don't say it's not your business. If God lets you see it, then guess what? It's your business. Yes, it's your business. If he gave it, if he put it in your face, he put it in your face for a reason. And you need to do something about it. And silence is not the answer to that. But we want to keep our community lifted up in prayer. I want to get right to my assignment that First Lady gave to us, this church. I'm so excited about what God is about to do with this ministry and this community. This is a community that my husband and I went to high school, Carter High School, so CC for life. I'm saying that right now. Get that out. And so, yes, CC for life. And but to be in this community is a blessing. God is going to be doing a revival here in Oak Cliff. And I love that he is using his men and women of God to do transformative ministry and work in this community. So continue to lift up your pastor in prayer. Continue to lift yourselves up in prayer. And I just want to put a recommendation on the table. He didn't ask me to do this, but God just put it on my spirit, so I'm going to be obedient. Is that if you have a recommendation, you need to help him by putting it together. I'm saying it one time. If you say, boy, that'd be a good idea, Pastor, you did such and such, the pastor is going to say, you know what, you sure right. That's a great idea. When are we going to get started? Yes. I mean, God gave you the idea, and he wants you to help that pastor make it come to life. Amen. I knew they was going to get quiet on me. That's okay, Pastor. You brought me here, so by way of the Lord. So I want to do that. If you can stand with me, to your feet. I want us, in line with Proverbs chapter 31, I want us to go to the New Testament version of Proverbs 31, the New Testament version of Proverbs 31, and I want us to go to the Gospel of Luke chapter 1, the Gospel of Luke chapter 1. And you can use your Bible app, you can share with your neighbor. We're in the 21st century, so we're not tripping if you get your cell phones out, it's all good. It is what it is. And if you are standing at someone who does not have a Bible or a Bible app, please be so kind to share with them so they can read along. Now, I am going to actually read from the Message translation, so it'll be a little different than what most are used to, but I'm going to read from that. And if you are still looking to get into the book of Luke chapter 1, say wait. All right, and before I go further, I got to say to my best friend, Crystal B., who is here, God bless her. I appreciate her. When I say we talk like 2 or 3 times throughout the day, it helps my husband out. So when I come home, I don't have to, it's Chaplin 1. I don't have to say, that I just love him. I can complain to her and come home and love on him. So I appreciate my best friend, Reverend Ralph Adams and Sister Adams in the back. Boy, God knows how to put pressure on a sister, I tell you. He brought some folks out. Either y'all amen for me or something like that. I appreciate you being here today. We're going to be in the Gospel of Luke chapter 1, verse 26, verse 26. And the word of the Lord says this: in the 6th month of Elizabeth's pregnancy, God sent the angel Gabriel to the Galilean village of Nazareth to a virgin engaged to be married to a man descended from David. His name was Joseph, and the virgin's name is Mary. Upon entering, Gabriel greeted her. Good morning. You are beautiful with God's beauty, beautiful inside and out. God be with you. She was thoroughly shaken, wondering what was behind a greeting like that. But the angel assured her, Mary, you have nothing to fear. God has a surprise for you. You will become pregnant and give birth to a son and call his name Jesus. He will be great, be called the Son of the Highest. The Lord God will give him the throne of his father David. He will rule Jacob's house forever, no end, ever to his kingdom. Mary said to the angel, but how? I've never slept with a man. The angel answered, the Holy Spirit will come upon you. The power of the highest hover over you. Therefore, the child you bring to birth will be called Holy Son of God. And did you know that your cousin Elizabeth conceived a son, old as she is? Everyone called her barren. And here she is 6 months pregnant. Nothing you see is impossible with God. And Mary said, yes, I see it all now. I am the Lord's maid, ready to serve. Let it be with me just as you say. Then the angel left her. For a brief moment, I'm going to tag on the theme, the essence of a godly woman, to will the real Mary please stand up? All right. Will the real Mary please stand up? And it is a topic that I'm borrowing from one of my Reverend Sisters, June Rice, and so we're going to use that topic. You may have a seat in the presence of the Lord. The Gospel according to Luke was written, or has been stated to be written, by Luke in conjunction with the book of Acts, which is to be the longest book in the New Testament. It is a book that speaks about the historical life of Jesus Christ. In chapter 1, the book of Luke talks to us about two women who were without children. The first one is Elizabeth, who was an elderly woman who was barren. She and her husband, who worked in the temple, were older and prayed for children, but did not have any. The second part of Luke chapter 1 speaks about Mary, a single female who was engaged to be married. A female who lived in the city of Nazareth, the region of Galilee, betrothed to be with Joseph, minding her business, not necessarily in the church, but we know she had respect for her tradition. The first chapter of Luke talks about an elderly woman. Her name is Elizabeth, who had no children. The second half talks about a young lady named Mary, a single lady who had no children. And a messenger visited both the husband of Elizabeth and Mary. And the message was saying that both of them were going to have children.
Right.
I share this message with you today, my sisters, is because oftentimes we look at our conditions, we always want to be in somebody else's shoes.
Right.
And today's message is, will the real Mary please stand up?
Right.
And the reason why I want to use that as a topic is because sometimes we want to stand in somebody else's shoes, and God says, I need you to be your authentic self instead of a poor copy of somebody else. Yes, I know that maybe you're over 50, 60, or 70, but I have still a blessing for you.
Right.
Your life is not over. As a matter of fact, if you're breathing today, if you're living today, if you can hear the words coming out my mouth, God said your ministry is not over. There is something still in your womb that I got to give birth to you. So don't look at young Mary, because I got something for you, Miss Elizabeth. Will the real Mary please stand up? But to my single sisters who's looking at the Mary sisters, you saying, you know what? God is not trying to give me anything. I've been praying for God to give me something. And God is saying, I'm not going to identify you by your marriage. I'm going to identify you by your relationship with me. So please don't look at the married women. Please don't look at the elderly women. Will the real Mary please stand up? So first I want to deal with the Elizabeths that's in the house today. Because you know what? There are a lot of Elizabeths that you feel like, you know, you've been faithful to God. You've been doing exactly what God has asked you to do. You've been faithful in ministry. You've been faithful to your family. You've been faithful to your spouse. You've been faithful to your community. You've asked God for just one thing, and what you've asked God has yet come to life. You've been in prayer meetings. You've been tithing. You've been committed to the community. You're going to your job. You work day and night, 2 and 3 jobs, to the point that you are already retired, and you keep seeing different people get blessed over here. Your sister's getting blessed over there. Your brother's getting blessed right here. And you're asking God for just one thing, and that blessing has yet to come. But I want to serve notice to you and give you some good news. That regardless of what your age is, God is still in the blessing business. Now, some of you are looking at me like you don't believe that, but that's okay. All you need is just to have faith of a mustard seed, just a little bit of faith. God said, don't give up on me, because if I told you that this is what you're going to get, if I said it, it's not that it's good enough, it's going to be done. It's good enough because I said so. And I need you to have faith in me and don't give up. Just because you're 60 years old, just because you're 70 years old, just because you didn't grow up on the computers and the cell phone, God says, I don't need a cell phone to connect to you. I don't need the computers to email you. I'm going to you directly, and I'm going to let you know that time is not up. I still have a blessing with your name on it. And if I'm talking to a sister right now, and you feel like God has looked over on you because now that you are older, God has said, there's nothing too hard for him. You are not too old. He still has work for you to do. So stop giving up. It's not time to quit. There is not just a place for you. There is a place for you that he's ordained with your name on it. So if you quit, God said, what are you quitting for? I've got something for you to do. There is work to be done. Have you looked around this community? Do you not understand that these young ladies need our mothers in the church? They need our mothers in the community. Have you looked online? Do you not notice that we still need you in our schools? We still need you to be our mentors. We still need you to love for us. We need you to still pray for us. We need you to still shake the foundation for us. We still need you to hold our hands for us. There is work for the mothers to do in this community. No, your work is not done. No, it's not over. And God is going to answer your prayers. Yes, he is. He's got answers for you, and he's going to give you exactly what you're asking for. But it's right there around the corner. It's around the corner. Now, interesting enough, if you look at the first part of Luke, God goes to the husband, and he shares with them, hey, guess what? Gabriel does that, the angel does. He said, guess what? I got a message for you. I got some good news. What you've been asking for, I'm getting ready to hook you up. Now, Zachariah said, come on now. Come on now. Now, that sounds good, Gabriel, but look, I'm old. My wife is old. He couldn't believe it. He didn't believe it. Now, he's in the temple. In the temple working. Been praying for a a blessing, a child. The message from Gabriel says, guess what? The answer is here. It's coming. The person in the church didn't believe it. But you know what? I love God. And I'm not mad at Zachary. You know why I'm not mad at him? Because at the time when God told me, hey, Chaplin Jones, it's done. I'm like, come on now, Lord. My money is funny, my change is strange. I can't make $1 out of 15 cents. How we going to do that? So I understand. So what the angel did was, he says, you know what? Before you get further into trouble, I'm going to hush your mouth. You're not going to ever say anything. And some of y'all are upset because God has hushed your mouth. Yeah, and you think God is penalizing you. No, he's protecting you from yourself. Because my sister said sometimes you will speak things into existence, right? So God knows our spirit, and he knows how sometimes we can talk too much. So God will step in, his Holy Spirit will step into position, and he will say, you know what? Because I know you got this going on, I'm going to just take the spirit of talking out of you, and all you can do is just watch and pray. And be silent and pray. And just watch and pray and watch God work. Because that's what he wants you to do in the first place. Once he tells you he's got it under control, he doesn't need you to give a comment. He didn't ask for your permission. He doesn't need your help. He doesn't need your co-signing. He just needs you to watch. That's all he needs you to do. And so here this man of God, doubtful, says something, and God closes his mouth. He's not able to talk. He can't say anything. So now he has to do what? Sign language. But I'm okay with that because you know what? When I get on my knees, that's sign language. That means I'm going to God in prayer. When I lift up my hands, that's what? That's sign language. That's why I'm giving him praise. So it's okay for sign language. And sometimes we need to learn how to do sign language instead of talking too much. Sometimes we need to just clap our hands and say, there you go. That's sign language. Sometimes we need to just give a little shout. That's called what? Sign language. Sometimes we need to just walk side to side, baby. That's called what? Sign language. That's what it is. And so guess what? He couldn't do anything. Elizabeth's husband had to give sign language. Sign language. In the first chapter, he had to do sign language. So then 6 months, she's pregnant. 6 months, she's pregnant. And here is little Mary. Little Miss Mary is walking, minding her own business. Not in church. Not in church. Single. Minding her business. And the angel comes and visits the single female. And he said, hey, what's going on, young lady? And she said, whoa, what's that all about? And I don't blame her. Because if I was engaged and I am married and some dude came up to me and said, hey, what's up, sister? I'm like, oh, now, hold on now. You don't know my husband. And you don't know me like that. And the angel said, that's okay. That's okay. I've got something for you. I got a surprise. Yes. Isn't that wonderful how God can just send a what? Surprise? Yeah. Y'all, some people are too old. They don't like that. But you know, when you were a kid, as a kid, when you have birthday parties and you have gifts, you love to have what? Surprise. And sometimes we get a little bit too old and too contrite and too comfortable that when God surprises us, we're like, is that all? Is that it, Lord? And God wants us to be excited like a little kid. So when he steps into our presence, he wants us to be what? Okay, y'all ain't with me. Somebody need to catch on quicker than that. That's what I'm talking about. And so he said, hey, Mary, I don't want you to be scared because God has a surprise for you. And he begins to talk to Mary. And he said, hey, Mary, guess what? You are going to give birth to a son. And this is going to be the one that brings forth liberation to the people. And you're going to name him Jesus because he's going to save the people. And so Mary asked a very good question. Well, how is that going to happen? Because I've never been with somebody. He said, that's okay. We got you covered. Yeah, we got you covered. Because guess what? The reason why you haven't been with somebody is why I'm choosing you. Yeah, because you open. You are available to be used by the Spirit. Because guess what? The Spirit is not going to just hover over just any sister or anybody. To my sisters who are struggling, you've been righteous. You're doing what God wants you to do. Keep doing what God wants you to do. Keep being who God wants you to be. Because the Holy Spirit is wanting to do some work through you to save his people. But you've got to be pure. You've got to be unique. You've got to be who you're supposed to be. Please don't look at the Elizabeths in your community. Be who you're supposed to be. Be the real Mary in your life. God is saying, stick to the program. Don't change. I got this. And guess what? When the message came to Mary, guess what Mary did? She didn't go run and tell her homegirls. She went and found Elizabeth. And she said nothing. And Elizabeth recognized what was going on within her. And I like that because sometimes, my sisters, God doesn't give us things because he doesn't know if he can trust us to manage it right. He wants to give us some good news, but sometimes, again, like Elizabeth's husband, we talk too much. And so we talk too much and we spread the information and we cause an uneasiness in our community. But God wants to do some wonderful, miraculous things in your life as a single sister. But in that, you have to know how to, like Elizabeth's husband, you have to be quiet. You have to separate yourself from the crowd. And notice, when the spirit angel came to Mary, Mary wasn't hanging out with a whole bunch of people. Okay, I'm saying it again. When the angel came to Mary, Mary was what? By herself. Lord, why am I by myself? It's lonely being by myself. I need me a babe. I need me a boo. I need somebody. Lord, every time I turn around, somebody's hating on me. My friends don't speak to me. My mother doesn't speak to me. My father, I'm all by myself. That's the perfect opportunity for the angel of the Lord to come and speak to you, because guess what? Your environment is uncluttered. I'm going to say it one more time. Your environment is uncluttered. Oftentimes, we can't hear from the Lord because we got too many people in our ear. God has told you to separate yourself from certain people, certain things, certain activities, and guess what? You negotiate. Okay, I'm going to do it in 2 weeks. Lord, give me about 3 more months. Lord, I was on my way, but they were sick. Come on now, Lord. You know you want me to be a blessing to them. So, right? So they were sick. You don't want me to give them that kind of news, right? Let me tell you, God wants you to walk away. Not negotiate. Walk away. Because if you walk away from when he says no, you walking into what he says what? Yes. But you're missing out on your yes because you won't let go of the no. You trying to yoke up with a whole bunch of things and a whole bunch of people instead of being still. And God is trying to get your undivided attention. So he needs you to be by yourself. And I love this information about Mary because Mary became pregnant with possibilities before she became a wife. She was made whole before she was made Mrs. Joseph. And some of you are trying to be whole with a person before you are whole with the Lord. And so God is saying, you're not ready right now. You're trying to find your boo, but I'm your boo. You're trying to be with your babe, but I'm your babe. He is saying you need to connect with him and be made whole with him. Because some people say, well, it's 50-50. No husband wants you to come in a relationship with only 50%. This ain't 50 cents. This ain't no rapping situation. No. We need you to come in 100. Y'all know what 100 is, right? Okay, so what's the 100? Now all the way, baby. That's what's up. All right, brothers, y'all want them to be all the way or halfway? All the way. Sisters, y'all want a brother to be all the way or halfway? All the way. Okay, some of y'all don't sound like it. Okay, all right. That's okay. I'm scared of y'all. I want all the way. All the way. Baby, I want all the way. Yes, 100. So here we are, young Mary. She's single. And it's interesting because it says she came from Galilee in the village of Nazareth, a virgin engaged to be married. Sounded like she was filling out an application for a job. Yeah, because they asked you what your name is, Mary, where you live, in Nazareth. Are you married, you single, engaged? Now, thank God they don't ask you your you know what. But since she was virgin, yes, thank God they asked those questions. I don't know if they did. But it was like she was filling out an application. And interesting enough, Luke brings this information out to let you know that God is looking at you and he's identifying your qualities and your characteristics. Right. Yeah. And this is an interesting thing is, Mary said, how can this happen when I've never been with somebody? Right. And that's because God doesn't always call the equipped. He equips the ones he calls. That's right. All right. And you telling God, Lord, I ain't never been to school. He said, okay. Like I don't know. Lord, I got a speech impediment. Okay, so tell me something new. Lord, I'm single. Okay, yes, I understand. That's where we are right now. That's what's up. Right. Lord, I've had a couple divorces. Okay. Lord, I got a background. Okay. So what else? Give me something. Right. Stop using you as an excuse for not being who God wants you to be. Because if he called you, then he's going to equip you. Because God makes provision for his vision. That's why you ain't got to do tricks and trades and all that kind of stuff. You ain't got to put oil and stuff and all that. And I'm not saying oil is bad, but I'm trying to tell you, when God gives you something, he's going to make a way out of no way. You just got to get out of the way. And that's the problem. We get in the way of God making a way out of no way. We're trying to help God along the way. God don't need your help. He just needs you to be a willing vessel. Which is what Mary said. You know what? Hey, I'm your man. Whatever you say, let's do this. And he's waiting on you to say, whatever you say, Lord, let's do this. But some of you will say, okay, well, hold on one second, Lord. Let me get understanding. Let me pray about it. What are we praying about it for? I'm talking to you. Who are you going to? Who are you praying to? Yeah. So the pastor tells you, asks you to do something. Well, Pastor, let me pray about it. I'm sorry, what now? What are we praying about it for? I mean, isn't this what we talked about? Isn't this what God is saying to you? Aren't I the man of God? Didn't the Spirit already say this to you? What are you praying about it for? You know, well, I'm trying to speak by the Spirit. Well, okay. Now, so you use a scripture against the scripture to try to do what God doesn't want you to do. Come on now, let's work it out. Okay? Sometimes you just got to be Peter and walk on that water. That's right. Don't ask God to say, Lord, can I come out? Yes, come on out here, Peter. Yes, be Peter, walk on water. God is letting you know that he's got some things within you, my sisters. Yes. In you to do some miraculous, incredible, game-changing, life-changing, community-changing things. And the reason why I like this text is because in Genesis chapter 1, 2, and 3, we talk about the beginning of God, and we see that Eve was deceived because she was talking to the wrong angel. But in chapter 1 of Luke, she was talking to the right angel, and God used Mary to do some miraculous things. So even though Eve got deceived, Mary helped us get delivered. Thank you, Jesus. And that's why I serve the God who I serve, because he's an equal opportunity God. And you can say what you want to. You can be old school, new school, whatever. But God will use who he chooses, and not because it's a random thing. It's a thought thing. It's a strategic move. When God does things, he does things for a reason. So when people hung up on Eve, I said, well, hold on now. Hold on with the Eve thing, because we got Mary in the house. With a real Mary, please stand up. Do we have any Marys in the house? Issues, that's okay. Because you know what? We all got Eve issues, right? We all get moments where we listen to the wrong person. But that doesn't sentence you for the rest of your life. We all have moments where we make the wrong decision. But guess what? Get over it. You messed up. It's okay. Get past it. My sister said this: all have sinned and what? Falling short of the glory of God. All you have to do is confess your sins, and he is faithful and just to what? Somebody needs to read their Bible a little bit more. Or believe in it. Come on now, somebody. That's what I'm talking about. So please don't let people crucify you for your past. When God tells you to do something, he meant that. And listen to this, my sisters. He's not going to ask you to do something that everybody else is doing. It's going to look different. Do you think Jesus looked like everybody else when he came on this earth? Oh, no, he did not. Mary had to pray. After she gave birth to Christ, she was constantly in prayer. else that has ever been on this God-given earth. God is giving you something that's going to be different. Yes, absolutely. It won't look like someone else. So when you go and you try to tell somebody and get them on board, they're going to look at you like, what? I don't feel that. Where is that? I don't see any examples of that. That's what he's going to look at. But that's because God is going to give you something. Thank you. It's okay. I can talk about the might be doing in the prisons all day long. I'm good. Yeah. So God is going to give you something that is different. That is different. That's why you don't get along with everybody. Why? Because you're different. That's why you're not in the crowd. Why? Because you are different. Mary was by herself. Why? Because she was different. And different is not bad. Different is a blessing. I had to learn that from myself. I had to quit trying to be like everybody else. Quit trying to make everybody like me. Sometimes I wake up and don't like my own self. So it's okay if you don't like me. Get over it. Stand in line with me first. Because I'm the first one in line. Sometimes I say something that messes me up every once in a while. So I may say something that's not good for you. But guess what? It's okay to be different. It's okay to be by yourself. It's okay to not look like someone else. It's okay to not think like someone else. It's okay to not be in the in crowd. Please, as a matter of fact, don't try to fit in those crowds. I heard you say this all the time. When you try to fit in a crowd that you don't belong in, you go overboard and you really look crazy. Be your authentic self and be okay with that. All your issues. God ain't tripping, so why are you? He's all right with your struggles. He's all right that you fear sometimes. He's all right that you doubt sometimes. He's all right that you look at this sometimes. He's all right with your struggles sometimes. He's all right with your past, your present, and your future. You know why? Because you are fearfully and you're wonderfully made. So if he loves you from the inside out, isn't that what Gabriel told Mary? You are beautiful inside and out, my sisters. The devil is a liar. Ain't nothing wrong with you. You're not cray-cray. Unless it's the right reason to be cray-cray. And it's okay to be cray-cray. It's okay. Because check this out. If you mess with my children and grandchildren and husband and my mama and everybody else, that's what I'm going to be not a little bit. I'm going to be a lot of cray-cray. Is that Chaplin Jones over there? Yes, it is, and I ain't ashamed of it. Somebody mess with my family. It's okay. God is not tripping. He wants you to be who you are, and he already said to Mary, you are beautiful on the inside and the out. Yes, natural hair, weave hair, nails done, not done, whatever. Whatever is you, be who you are. Stop trying to identify yourself with the way this world says you're supposed to be. We're supposed to be set apart from this world, which means we tell you how we're supposed to be. You don't tell us what to do. We tell you what to do. Come on now. All right. That's right. Our community has to now own. We need to own our situation because that's what God wants us to be. He wants us to lead in a different kind of way. He is out of the world with this old-time ministry. It's not what he wants. That was good for yesterday, but we got a new thing going on in our community and our people and our daughters. To my sister, they need us to do some real ministry. That's right. They don't need fake church folks. Come on, there's nothing here. That's right. Yeah. They don't need fake church folks, and they don't need church folks trying to be like the world. This is not those two. Real Marys, real Elizabeths in the house. Are you willing to be who he needs you to be? Are you willing to cast aside some of that craziness that you got going on? Some of that worldliness? To be the Christian, the woman of God that God has called you to be, the woman of God that he's asked you to stand up to be, the woman of God to go into the classroom, the woman of God to go into the community, the woman of God to go into the church house, the woman of God to go into the most other part of the world. Are you willing to be that woman of God? And stop talking about these young people. Lord, they stop talking about them. They are crying for help. Love them. Amen. Love covers what? A multitude. Thank God for that. Because, oh my God, if I can have love in my life. Because some of us forgot how we were at the age of 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 25, 35, 45. Come on now. I'm with you, baby. So I still got some issues going on. Yeah, we wake up like we just, you know, come on now. You know, the right thing happened, the wrong moment. Come on now. We got to bring love back in our community, and it has to come from our sisters. That's why when I hear our sisters say, well, I don't get along with another sister. What's up with that? That's demonic. Right, come on. That's nothing but the devil. Right. Come on. Yeah, I can be different, but being different doesn't mean being hateful. Yeah. Being different doesn't mean being spiteful. Being different doesn't mean being mean. And I'm going to respect you for being different. I need you to respect me for being different. And guess what? We may disagree, but I love you as my sister, and that's okay. Well, I need her to agree with me. Why? Why? What's that about? I need her to understand why. You ain't even really understand. Because trust me, if you understand everything that God has told you in your life, you will do it. I'm still trying to figure out what God is telling me to do in my life. I still get confused. I still get, what was that Lord? What was that? How did that happen? Where did that come from? I just got used to this stage. Now I'm over here. And God's telling you, guess what, sister? To level up. Y'all know what that is, right? Yeah, level up. Get up to the next level. And guess what? Yes, new levels, new what? Well, quit being scared of them. You weren't scared when you weren't saved, so don't be scared when you're saved. I don't want to praise. I don't want to get the devil along. Come on now. When you weren't saved, you stood toe to toe with the devil. Now you're saying you scared. You swerved. That ain't the spirit of the Lord, the liberating Lord. He wants you to do what you need to do and level up. That's what he wants from all of us in our own unique way. So if you are a person that is organized, level up in your organization and don't complain about it. And don't get on the usher board because you don't have people skills. Come on now. I'm just being real. Most administrators don't have people skills. And if you are a person that loves everybody, you are not the administrator. Just be real now. You're not the most organized person. You love everybody. You ain't got time to organize nothing. You organize the people. Come on now. And if you love children, stop trying to work with adults. You know you can't handle us. Come on now. You know that the kids and quit playing. And if you can't deal with children, stop volunteering in the children's department. And talking about them bad kids, No, you bad for going over there. You out of your calling. I didn't tell you to do what the Lord told me I did. No, he didn't. That's just something you want to do. Probably to keep up some trouble. Get out of that ministry. That's not yours. And if you don't know, that's okay. It's okay not to know. Guess what? Elizabeth didn't get her blessing until she was way. So guess what? Stop. Well, she don't know by then. She about 55. It's okay. Who are you to try to timetable a person's calling? Because only God does the calling on somebody's life, not you. Well, I feel like they ought to by now be married. Why do you feel that way? You're married, but you ain't like your marriage. Why do you try to get somebody else married? It's on God. And I love this text because he teaches us that he does it the way he wants to do it in his timing. His timing. I love it because let me tell you this. Even for my testimony, testimony. And I grew up, I'm a preacher's kid. I grew up in church. And I praise God for that. I grew up, my father and my mother was at Concord Baptist Church. And so that's when we moved to Dallas. That's the church that we were raised in. Right. But when I went to Friendship West, I thank my pastor, Dr. Haynes, because he didn't put anything on me. He allowed God's timing to happen in my life. All right. And I tell you, I remember this. This is just so true. I remember when I accepted my call to preach. Right. I had on platinum blonde hair, a fresh mini skirt, and 6-inch pumps. Right. Yes. And I said, God called me to preach. And everybody looked at me and said, she lied on God. She lied on God. And I still got my 6-inch pumps because I can't do that. I got a man, so I got to make it happen for it. I let them go, yes. But I appreciate the fact that my pastor didn't say, you're a preacher's kid, so you should be preaching by now. No, we didn't do that. And we need to stop doing that to people. We need to stop putting a timetable on folks' life. Right. Mothers, your child to get there, are you praying for them? Right. Does prayer avail much? Right. They'll get there. In God's time. Because guess what? I'll tell you this, when I got there, I ain't been back nowhere else. Right. I'm solid with the Lord. Right. I ain't going nowhere. But had I did it when my mother wanted me to do it, had I did it when my father wanted me to do it, I would have backslid so much I wouldn't even know how to spell the word backslid. But because I walked the path I walked, all I did was went into a circle. I walked right into my calling. I ran into my calling. Yeah, I ran from church into my calling. I thought I was getting away with something. I really did. All I was getting away with was running right into my calling. Because I had my mother and my father praying for me. And if you're praying for this community, if you're praying for your sons, if you're praying for your daughters, if you're praying for your grandchildren, don't fret not. Guess what? They ain't going nowhere. They're just running right into what? Calling. And it's in God's time and not yours. Not yours. God raised them in that. Well, God allowed you to do that, and we thank you. I'm sure He does. Yeah. But they were just, guess what? They don't belong to you. Right. And that's hard for parents. I know. Right. I got 3. They don't belong to us. Right. God loaned them to us to be a God. But at the end of the day, they don't belong to us. They belong to God. Right. And if you truly believe that prayer avails much, if you truly trust in God, guess what? You do like Mary did. You do like Elizabeth did. When they went out there and they started doing some crazy ministry, guess what they went to? They had to just leave them in the hands of the what? Of the Lord. So you may not agree with everything. That's okay. It's not for you. It's for what? The Lord. Because we are all made in the image and the likeness of not ourselves, but who? I know that hurts. I'm mad. Oh, I ain't listening to that right there now. So will the real Mary please stand up? I'm going to close with this. Pastor. My car, I have a car that I pay cash for because I'm in ministry, so I try to get no bills as much as possible. So I have a cash car, and my car is going to be with me until it just says no more. So me and Reverend Crystal, Minister Crystal, we tag team each other. We have cash cars, but we'll take it all over the place, which we will. So earlier this summer, in my cash car where my air does not work right. And so my battery went down because I left my lights on. So my son was at the house at the time, my oldest son, and so Darnell. And so he came out and he plugged. We got another car to do the connection to charge up the battery, right? And so he plugged the plugs wrong and it sparked. Yeah, no, my goodness. Wow. So it sparked. And it blew out whatever the connection was to my radio. Yeah, that was tough for me because, we like to have something while we rolling on the streets, right? And so, but we finally everything worked out. So my car is driving, everything's good, but I don't have anything to listen to, so I can't check the weather, I can't check the traffic, I can't listen to the music. It's just real tough. So, I said, well, I got an iPad, I got a cell phone, I can just go ahead and listen to that on my headset. But it just didn't have the same kind of effect that I wanted. So I went to the store and I said, you know what? I chose what I said, I'm in my car. I like to hear music or, sometimes I listen to my Bible app or the traffic. And I like to hear it in my car. And they said, why don't you get a speaker? I said, well, that's going to cost money, and I don't have that kind of money. My funds are funny right now. And they said, well, why don't you get a portable speaker? I said, well, what do you mean by that? They said, get a portable speaker. And I said, well, why would I do that? They said, because your iPad and your cell phone has Bluetooth connection, right? And I said, yeah, it does. It does. I said, well, if you put this in your car, this speaker also has Bluetooth connection. Right. And so I said, well, okay, now that's a lot going on, so I need you to help me program it so it connects. And so when they did that, I put it in my car, and I realized, I said, wow, I've got a Bluetooth blessing from a Bluetooth connection. And that's what Mary got from the Holy Spirit. Y'all are looking, and you said, I don't have this, I don't have that. And what the Holy Spirit did was gave Mary a Bluetooth blessing through a Bluetooth connection, which she gave birth through Jesus Christ, who died on the cross for your sins and my sins. And he rose, what, 3 days later, what? All power in his hands. And I'm celebrating that because I thank God that every once in a while, when I feel like I'm going through a rough situation, he doesn't leave me in a tough situation. He connects me with the Bluetooth connection called the Holy Spirit. Everybody may not believe in the Holy Spirit because some of y'all are just real tight about that. But I love the Holy Spirit. And every once in a while, when I feel like I'm going through a rough situation, and I just get on my knees and leave with my Bluetooth connection, the Holy Spirit starts speaking to me. And he said, they that wait upon the Lord, they shall run and renew their strength. They shall run and come on the wings like eagles. Come on now, the Bluetooth connection. Every once in a while, I feel like I'm sweating. He said that the Lord is my shepherd and what? I shall not want. He makes me to lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside the still waters. He restores my soul. He leads me to find the righteousness for his name's sake. And though I walk through the valley of the power of death, I've got a Bluetooth connection with Jesus Christ. I'm not about myself, so I don't have to fear about evil because his rod and his staff, they